Hiya, people of the internet. Today I thought I would show you my skincare routine in the morning and also tell you a story about something that happened while I was working at a gas station that was like a little crazy. So I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna wash my hands and then wash my face, which I'll probably just skip forward for that because I can't really talk. So the products I use are mostly clean and clear. I use this Morning Burst Hydrating Facial Cleanser for my face in the morning. And if you know me, you know that I swear by the clean and clear products. They're like the only products that really worked on my acne when I had really bad acne. So I still just use all their products to this day. And I'm not saying other products are bad, but okay, so I'm just gonna let that settle for a couple of minutes. And while I do, I guess I'll start the story. So back like a couple years ago, I was working at a gas station, which is also a convenience store. And we had basically at the cash register, you had like the cash for stuff and the cash for gas. And the cash for gas printed out its own receipts outside if you paid outside. However, there was like often problems with that. They broke down a lot, the receipts wouldn't come out. They'd get stuck in the machine, or they just wouldn't print for some reason. Or someone put it in backwards and then it wouldn't print. But most of the times it's just because it didn't print for some reason. Like, I don't know, like I can't tell you why. It never really got fixed. It just kept kind of happening on and off. So, you know, when that happened, we don't know it's gonna happen. But often someone will come in and be like, hey, your receipts aren't printing. And then we'd go out and try to fix the problem. And if it doesn't get fixed, then we would like put a out of order sign on the receipt thing. So if you need a receipt, you gotta come in. So one day in the morning, this was happening. And at the time, I was working evenings. And I didn't know that it was happening because it was happening in the morning, you know. So one day in the morning, this was happening, and some lady comes and she gets her gas and she leaves, and it's all good. She paid outside, so there was literally no interaction with the inside people or anything. And then I come in to do my shift, and it's like maybe 7 at this point. And I'm with my coworker, and the lady comes in, and she looks like really mad. Okay, I'm gonna rinse. One sec. So now I'm going to use this also clean and clear lemon juice toner. So, I mean, it's toner. All right, so this lady comes in and she looks real upset already. And I'm like, oh boy. So she comes and stands like beside the line where people are, like pretty much wanting the cut, I guess. Like the line where the people were was in front of me, and she just comes like right beside the first person, and she like taps her foot while I'm serving them. And so my coworker's like, I'll finish the line of people, you take care of her. I'm like, great. So I'm like, hello, can I help you? And she's like, yeah. She's like really rude off the bat. She's like, yeah, I came here this morning at 8 a.m. and your printer outside didn't print my receipt. So I'm like, I'm so sorry. Did you come in to pay, or you paid outside? And she was like, I paid outside. And I was like, oh boy. So I called my manager, I called my store, anyway, he wasn't the manager, but he was like above the manager. And I was like, hey, like, this is what's happening. And he was like, well, we can't do anything because once the receipts print, they print and they're erased after. Because for gas, we had a really old computer, like the 90s old, maybe even older. Like, it was just super bulky and gross. So anyway, after we have shift changes, everything like all the receipts in the computer would get deleted, so you couldn't go get and reprint a receipt. So obviously there had been a shift change at that point. Anyway, so she's like really mad. I'm talking on the phone. I'm saying like, what do I do? And he was like, there's nothing we can do. Like, just apologize to her. I was like, yeah, okay. I'm so sorry. My manager says that we can't do anything. Like, the receipt is gone. And this is the point where she kind of like goes from being sort of rude to like straight up accusing me, acting like it's all my fault. She's like, how dare you? I need this receipt for work. You have to get me that receipt. And I was like, I literally can. She was like, well, get me someone who can. And I was like, ma'am, the receipt is gone. It doesn't exist anymore. It's gone. It's been deleted. You don't have it. I don't have it. Nobody has it. It doesn't exist. I mean, the only person who could print out this receipt for you would be someone who works at the office, like, of our chain, and it would be off of paper with thousands of other amounts of gas money that have been paid that month. Like, we can't just magically make a receipt appear, you know? And she's like, this is like, she's like, this is preposterous. Like, how dare you? This company is so stupid. And like, then she just goes on this whole huge rant, and then she calls me stupid, and I'm like, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. And she's like, I came and got my gas because I had to go to work in Montreal. I went all the way up to Montreal, and then when I saw my receipt, I came all the way back. So I was like kind of confused by that, because first of all, she was going all the way up to Montreal and she was getting her receipt and she knew it was for work. Like, why wouldn't you make sure the receipt is correct? Like, not only did it, you know, the machine wasn't working, but I mean, it could have just had a printing error. Like, it's a printer, or like, you want to just check that. Sometimes printers don't work correctly and you want to come in and be like, hey, can you print me another receipt? Like, if it's for work, wouldn't you double check that? She was like, no. I said, well, did you see your receipt when it printed out? And she was like, no, I just grabbed it and threw it in my car. And I was like, if it's for work, why did she do that? Like, I don't know. If I had to like get a paper for work and it's really important because I had to get my gas paid back, I wouldn't just not look at it and not make sure that it was correct, you know? that's crazy. Like, machines, they break all the time. You can't just assume that it's okay. But other than that, Montreal is only 2 hours away from where I live. So if she went straight to Montreal, then halfway there realized her receipt was wrong and came back, why did it take her like 12 hours to come back? It should have taken her like 3 at most. And by then, we wouldn't have had a shift change and she would have gotten her receipt. So I smell BS. So I don't know what her deal was, if she actually needed that receipt for work at all or anything, if it was consequential. But anyway, she was mad. Also, now I'm gonna use this. I literally don't know what it is. I forget. But this is the brand. I just got it on Amazon, so I will try to link it below if I can find it somewhere. So yeah, this lady was like really mad, and then she called me useless, which is always fun in customer service because it's like, okay. And then she left really mad, and I was like pretty done by that point with her antics anyway, so I was like, okay. I mean, okay, lady. I mean, I don't know what to do for you. You're the one who didn't check her shit. Anyway, so that's one story about crazy ladies at work. I have a story. It's kind of vague in my memory, but yeah, let me think about that one. Okay, so now I'm going to use my eye cream because this guy came in and he was like, I want a ticket, and then he saw we had our group tickets posted because like we always do, and he was like, oh yeah, okay, I want a group ticket. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, what I don't understand is like, why, like, what is it? And so then I tried to explain it to him, like, so basically what I said, I think made enough sense. I just said a group ticket is you get a certain amount of numbers. Like today we have 10. And so that means that like 10 people can get that ticket. And so you have 10 chances of winning the lottery. But when you do win, it's divided between those 10 people that have the tickets. So he was like, so really you only get one chance, like it's not, it doesn't up your chances at all. And I was like, no, it does. It's just that if you do win, it's divided. He was like, yeah, so it's the same as one chance. And I was like, no, because if you get one ticket with one number on it, you only have that one number to win. But if you get this group ticket, you have 10 numbers that can win. And he was just completely confused. And then he didn't want to like let it go. I was like, well, you can get a group or not a group. I mean, it doesn't really affect me. So you get what you want. Like, it's okay that we disagree on this. And he was just like, no, it's like, you have to, like, I want to understand what you're trying to say because obviously you only get one chance. And so, yeah, there were customers, like, you know, lining up behind him. People wanted to get their stuff and leave. And he did not want to let it go. I'm going to use this moisturizer. It's called Hey Honey. Helps with redness, which I have a lot of. So, yeah, I'm just trying to explain to him how the lottery works, and I don't play it often, so like even for me it's like I was kind of like like you know, but it seems to me it was pretty self-explanatory. Like, I don't know. It's simple math, you guys. Like, if you have one number in, you know, the thousands of numbers, that gives you one chance on, like, you know, whatever, like 5,000. But if you have 10 numbers, that gives you 10 chances on 5,000. And the fact that it would be divided between people or not doesn't change the amount of chances that you have. Like, I don't know. In my opinion, I like groups because to me, it's like if you won, like $5 million off a group ticket because you had more chances, and you have to separate that in 10, I still would not mind. You know, like, I think that that's way enough money to separate, you know, and not complain about, but, you know, it's whatever you want. But he would not let it go. So I'm standing there trying to explain this to him, and he's just like, wait. And he goes and gets someone else. Like, I was like, okay, he left. So I start ringing up other people. And then he comes back in, cuts the line, and he's like, explain this again. And my, like, I guess it was his girlfriend, he just said her name, is gonna tell me, like, if that makes sense to her. And I was like, just get a ticket or don't get a ticket. I don't care. Just please leave me alone. Oh my god. It was the most frustrated I've ever been with a customer, because people who are mad, like, I can kind of understand, like, they're in a frustrating situation, or, you know, sometimes, like, they're just in a bad mood or whatever. But this guy, I don't know why he wouldn't just let it go. Like, it doesn't matter if you understand or not. It doesn't matter if I have a different view on this or not. Like, just stop. So, now I'm gonna put just a tiny dollop of sunscreen. This is not good sunscreen. Like, I don't recommend. But I got it at the dollar store, and I really am in financial straits, so I don't really have the money to go get a better sunscreen. So we're just gonna go with this because, well, it is sunny outside, so. I mean, it's not great. It's not like summertime yet. I mean, it keeps like snowing and then the snow melts. But, you know, better safe than sorry. This is 50, like, it's not super strong, but that's okay because I don't burn easily. All right. So, last but not least, I'm going to use my lip balm. There you go. And that is my skincare routine. I hope you liked this video. I hope you enjoyed my stories. See ya.